You're so tall.
Yeah. Thank you.
The security guy come up to me like said, "Hey, get out of here."
How did you come to this? Like, you were sitting in a small town in Russia, never having been to America, and you have this dream of coming to Hollywood. Hello, my dear friends, and welcome to Silicon Valley Girl Show. By the stars that you see around me, by this amazing bright sun, you might have realized that today I am filming an episode in Los Angeles. And I was thinking, what kind of topic should I film about? And then I realized that when I grew up, I was watching all those movies and all the TV shows from Los Angeles, and they were all talking about one concept, the American dream. The American dream that immigrants pursue when they come here. People from all over the United States immigrate to California to become actors, to build their companies, because there are a lot of new companies here in Los Angeles, even in tech. So I decided that I'm gonna meet people who came here to Los Angeles to pursue their American dream. I'm gonna ask them if they've achieved it or not, and I'm gonna ask them what it takes, how long it takes to achieve an American dream. So if you're interested, continue watching this video. The greater Los Angeles area is the nation's second most populated urban area with 18.7 million residents. By the way, California is the most populated state in the US, boasting a population of 39 million people, and it's not surprising that the majority of immigrants also want to come here. There are roughly 44 million immigrants in the United States, and 10 million of them, which is roughly 24%, came to live in California. All of these people who reside in California make 12% of the entire nation's population, and they all came here to chase their American dream. Just had to ask my husband, what is the American dream for him? But let's start.
But he doesn't speak English, so...
He doesn't speak, I'm gonna translate it.
Yeah.
His American dream is to learn English.
Yes, using his own company, linktree.com.
So when we came to the US first, you didn't like it, right?
Yes, I had the smell in the airport. It was like 70s. But
Yeah, it
I
smells
was
like
born in
carpet.
90s, but somehow I know the smell of 70s, you know?
It was
Yeah.
smelling like this wet
Yeah, and
chocolate
it was
carpet.
like very old-fashioned.
Yeah.
And for me, America is like high-tech technology, all this stuff, you know. And after that, after I passed the custom, the security guy come up to me like said, "Hey, get out of here." It wasn't friendly at all, and I just like moved like 10 steps from this place. And
Yeah, he was waiting for me because I was at the
Yeah.
passport control.
And he came to me one more time and said, I told you, go away, like something. And I was shocked, like this wasn't polite, it wasn't like delicate. And I want to fight with him, but I know that I can't do it because
He likes boxing.
Yeah. But in the morning, we met with one guy, entrepreneur, and we chatting with him like till 3 a.m. in the bar about the business. And next day he introduced us to his investors, and I understood what does it mean American like entrepreneur spirit or something like that. And I started understanding why America is so cool, and it was so bright in Miami, like the colors was
yeah.
like juicy,
This
you know.
is amazing, right? About America,
Yeah.
it's brighter than other countries.
yeah.
I don't know why.
So when I started like to find the pluses.
Do you like it now?
Yeah, for sure.
Do you
Yeah.
think, so what is American dream for you?
For me, it's when the talent that you have and the hard work, it's enough, and it's all that you need to be successful. That's
Without
it.
like any...
Without like connections,
Yeah.
like knowing different people, so, etc. So if you're talented and if you work really hard, you will be very successful.
Even if your English is not that good, right?
Yes.
So what is your dream?
Yeah, as you mentioned, like to know to learn English, like
Anything else?
in 30 years probably I reach my goal, and that's it. That's it for my life, you know. No, like to be honest, like I'm probably sounds crazy, but I'm pretty ambitious. I want to have an Oscar. I want to have a Nobel Prize in science. I want to have like the most powerful company. I want to be a world champion in racing. So I have a lot of. It's probably even for American dream. It's probably too much to ask here, but we'll see. You know.
How close are you to your American dream?
0.0001% probably.
Right. But do you think
I'm still focusing on learning the language, you know.
Step by step?
Yes.
Do you think that this place is going to help you achieve all your goals?
100% it already is, because, for example, if we didn't have investment to Lingua Trip in 4 years ago, we wouldn't be where we are now.
Yeah.
So 100%.
Listen, us, our small American dream. Well, first, like, kind of step.
Buy a new iPhone!
Without any financing.
Yes.
Just get it paying cash. No.
And open the bakery. It's why Marina wanted immigrate.
Initially, I wanted to immigrate to the States. I was thinking maybe I should start a bakery.
That's why I hate the States at the beginning, because I didn't want to move permanently here, and I know that it's Marina's dream. That's why when we first came to America, I tried to find like disadvantages, you know?
Yeah, we just checked out.
New G-Wagon is everywhere here in Beverly Hills. It's really good.
We just checked out how much houses cost here in Beverly Hills, and you can actually get a very nice house for $3 million. And maybe we could get one in a year.
Yes, let's commit.
Hey guys.
Subscribe to see.
Subscribe to this channel.
Mission completed or not?
I have chosen Los Angeles to talk about American Dream, not only because so many people want to come here every year, but because it's getting more and more diverse. If 10 years ago somebody told me like, why would you come to LA? I would definitely say like movies and cinema and all of that. Today, I would also say that you're coming for tech stuff, because Snapchat is here, Tinder is here, Google is opening a huge office, YouTube LA is here. Like, a lot of tech companies are moving from Silicon Valley, from other places in the US to Los Angeles. And a place in Los Angeles which is really close to where I am right now is called Silicon Beach. And a lot of companies, especially those that are connected with media and consumer products, are establishing their headquarters here. One of the districts that I wanted to feature in this video is called Playa Vista. Like, if you're thinking, is there a perfect place on earth? I would say that Playa Vista is like utopia. It seems like everything is perfect here. Dogs don't smell like dogs, and they only pee in dedicated places. Kids never cry, they're always smiling. People are always happy. Everyone is wearing yoga pants and everybody's so healthy. And yes, Google is here, YouTube is here. Just take a look. LA is very diverse, but this is one of the places that I really love. Whenever I'm in LA, I have like 12 people living in this area who are my friends. I'm just staying with them whenever I'm here. I like to include real life in my vlogs. Whenever I'm in LA, I'm staying with amazing guys, Liberman. I don't know if you've heard of them, but they are like everywhere. They're in tech, they're in media, they're in production, they're in investment. They know everyone here. I'm super happy to stay with you guys. And yeah, what I wanted to say is that for me, American dream and American freedom is also in like daily small stuff. Like, I found this shop here, and you can buy basically anything. Like, this is a coconut smoothie, like the best smoothie I've ever tried. You can find bottled water, but bottles will be glass bottles, and I'm struggling to find them like in the great variety outside LA. And you know, freedom to eat wherever you want, and if you want some kind of food, you go to like thousands of shops that are here and find that stuff. For every city, I have a person that's associated with this city. And when we think about Los Angeles, we think that this area is just one big city, but actually no. Santa Monica, Beverly Hills, Hollywood, West Hollywood are all different entities. They have their own administration, their own police station, fire station. And the city of Beverly Hills is a city where I met my friend. We collabed so much together. We're working in Lingua Trip together now. We're doing a lot of stuff. His name is Venya Pak. And I'm gonna talk to him now about his American dream at the exact same place where we met 3 years ago. Welcome to Beverly Hills. Three years ago, on the exact same spot, I met Venya for the first time. It was amazing. I was sitting in San Francisco, and sometimes you do things and you don't know why you're doing them, but I somehow decided to check comments under one of my videos, and I was checking the comments, and there was this comment from Venya, and I'm checking this out, and he's like, you had like 300,000 subscribers back then?
I think so, yeah, I think so.
Yeah, and I was like, wow, this cool blogger is reaching out, and he's like, whenever you're in LA, reach out to me, let's meet up. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to LA tomorrow. And I texted him, and we met right here, created our first vlog, and there was our first collab that was
started everything.
For everything. You're managing our company's channels. We're creating a lot of courses together. You're basically the heart of the online part of LinguaTrip, and we're doing so many things together. So, what has been this like major change for you since we saw each other here back in 2016?
I guess since then, the biggest thing that changed for me was that I'm just comfortable here now. Comfortable in the best way. Meaning that I feel like LA is my home now. I feel really good here, and it feels like home, it feels nice. And whenever I travel home to Russia, that doesn't feel like home anymore. So I guess that's the biggest thing, because that's what I always wanted. And even coming here, that was my main goal, to not to be super famous or successful or anything like that. I just wanted to, successfully move here.
Yeah.
Like, not just change locations, but actually move.
How did you come to this? Like, you were sitting in a small town in Russia, never having been to America, and you have this dream of coming to Hollywood and becoming you studied performing arts. Like, how did you come to this?
It was a gradual process. Like, there was no one moment where it clicked and I was like, that's what I'm gonna do. No, at first, I always wanted to do something creative with my life and be able to live off of that. But I just never allowed myself to think like that and have those dreams, because where I come from, it's kind of crazy. It's absurd to have dreams like that, because it's not heard of. That I'm gonna move to LA.
How long is the flight from there? Like 18 hours?
It's
stops?
3.5 hours to Moscow, and then about 12 hours to LA from there. And then I talked to someone, and they told me something that I still live by to this day. They said, if you really want something, you can get it. You just have to put everything you have in it. If you have the urge to do something, if you really want something to the point where you have this little tickling feeling in your chest, it burns your chest, and it's like a funny feeling. When you want something that bad, that means it's already yours. You just gotta go and grab it.
I love that.
So I still remember that, and I said, that's exactly how I feel. Then I allowed myself to have those dreams. So that's kind of how it is, yeah.
Did you ever have this notion of American dream? Because for everyone, it's like a different thing. For some people, it's like buying a house in Beverly Hills. For some people, it's like becoming an A-list actor. Have you ever had this American dream?
I guess I would say a very typical standard American dream is, a house, white picket fence, 2 dogs, 2 children,
you already have 2 dogs.
A minivan. That's an American, like a typical. My American dream is and always has been just enjoying life, basically. Just living, being able to make a living off of something that I love, and being able to go out there and create opportunities for myself to pursue it, and just be able to kind of build myself up from nothing, just by my own effort, my own desire, my own passion, and my own work ethic.
And have you achieved this American dream? What do you think?
I'm working on it. I try not to put myself in that mindset. I think it's very dangerous. I'm trying not to get too comfortable with what I have and what I achieve.
Awesome. And when people, what do you do for a living? Because some people don't know you. You do blogging, you have a YouTube blog.
Teaching music,
English and music.
And many other things, but those would be the main ones, I guess. I just can't pick one and put it above everything else. I love everything. I guess, it would be logical to just go with the thing that I have the most success in. but I don't really measure, like, how do you measure success?
It's, I think by your own
numbers,
feeling.
money, like how do you, you know, I don't, it's silly. So I don't know, I just can't pick one. So I just say everything. When I was buying a suit yesterday and the guy ringing me up, he was like, so what do you do, Venya? And I was like, everything. And that's my answer to everyone, always. I just say everything.
And can you give advice to people? I know there are a lot of people watching from other states who may be dreaming of coming to California and making something here. And then there are people from other countries. What would be your advice for those who have this American dream, but they don't know how to start acting?
Don't listen. I still remember, as if it was yesterday, I was in school, senior year of my high school in Russia, and I was in class actually, and I was talking to one of my friends about my plan and what I'm gonna do. And my former classmate, she kind of turns around and she laughs at me. She's like, "You're gonna go to California and you're gonna come back in 2 months a failure." And I still remember that, and I still think about it almost every day. Not every day.
Say hi to her.
Yeah, I still think about it, and I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. You made me stronger. You made me at that moment. You made me want to prove you wrong, and I feel like I've done that when it hit 2 months of me being here. But yeah, just allow yourself to go there and allow yourself to get absorbed and get obsessed with it. And because if you really want something, you'll do everything to get it. And if you are not ready to do everything to get it, that means you don't want it that bad. So that's what you have to work on. You have to work on your mentality first before you do any actual steps, I feel like. Because when you know you want it, you know what to do.
Yeah, that's amazing. Thank you so much.
Of course, thank you for having me.
The link's below. Subscribe to Nitish channel. Thank you.
Thank you.
Beverly Hills is a place for people whose American dream of becoming a successful singer, actor, editor, filmmaker has come true. Because this place just smells like being a celebrity or whatever. If you drive 5 minutes or 7 minutes from the place where I'm now, you're gonna see houses of Christina Aguilera, Taylor Swift, Ashton Kutcher, Madonna. Like, a lot of celebrities own their houses here. The average price for a house is from $1 million to $1.5 million. But of course, if you're a celebrity, the average house price is like 20 to 30 million. I'm talking about houses in Beverly Hills. Some celebrities still prefer to live in hotels. Behind me is Beverly Wilshire Hotel. Elvis Presley used to live here, and his fans are still sending letters to that hotel to just remember one of their favorite singers. And if you've seen the movie Pretty Woman, it was shot right there. And I just checked on Expedia, the average price per night in that hotel, it's $720. Beverly Hills is amazing, really expensive, and really inspiring. The Beverly Hills Hotel, one of the most famous hotels in the world. Thing number one, why it is famous. The zip code here is 90210. Who has watched the TV show BH 90210? Comment down below. I used to watch it. I was back in Russia. I was like 9 years old, and I was looking at all of these celebrities and like American youth that are living in Beverly Hills, and it felt like a real dream. You can be a part of this dream. A night in this hotel costs $1,000, and I think if you made it in Beverly Hills, if you made it in Los Angeles, California, celebrating your success by spending just one night here would be a good landmark in your life. This hotel is also famous because Whitney Houston has died here. John Lennon spent a week in a room with Yoko Ono without leaving it. And Marilyn Monroe had her favorite bungalow number 7 in this hotel. And we don't know whether that's connected with the fact that John Kennedy actually stayed a lot in bungalow number 24. In this video, I wanted to showcase not only immigrants who came to Hollywood from outside the United States, I also wanted to show Americans who came to Hollywood to pursue their dreams of becoming actors, filmmakers, and musicians. Right now, we're in the center of Hollywood, and we're going to see my friend Tikeya, who moved to Los Angeles from New Jersey to pursue her American dream. And we're gonna ask her, how's it going for her? Yeah. When did you come here to Hollywood?
I moved here February 2016.
To study, what was it, acting or?
Yeah, so I studied musical theater, so singing, dancing, acting, all of it.
Nice. And you came from New Jersey, right? Do you remember that day when you realized that you actually want to come here and pursue your American dream, or?
I always wanted to live here since I was a kid.
Really? Have you been here?
I have. So after like years of me trying to convince my mom and my dad to bring me here for vacation, my mom finally brought me here when I was 14 years old. It was just her and I. She'd never been here. We have no family here, so it was like a new experience for both of us. And we came for like 10 days. And as soon as we got here, we did like all the tourist stuff, the Hollywood Boulevard, the stars, the Chinese theater, everything. And I was like, I'm gonna live here. My mom laughed because she thought it was like a joke. She was like, yeah, sure. She's not moving out here across the country. And sure enough, however many years later, I did.
Did you have this goal of coming here to study, or was it like a spontaneous thing?
I did. I originally wanted to move here for school when I was 18, when I first graduated high school, but my family didn't want me so far away from home. So that's why I did my first 2 years in New York.
And then you transferred and did your...
I took a year off and then I transferred those credits over here. And then finally did it and made the big leap and moved here.
Cool. And did you have a dream of becoming, like, who did you want to become? Like, what was the ideal image of yourself?
Still working on it, but no, I've always, even though I studied musical theater, I've always loved like TV and film. So that is still my goal that I'm still working toward.
Yeah.
But that's honestly just being able to do performing. I think I'd be happy if it were like a supporting role on a TV show. Like I'm doing it, you know. As long as I'm doing it on a regular basis, like I'm happy because I feel like
you've done several, right?
Yeah, but I want not on a larger scale. So that's why I'm like hoping to eventually get to where it's like a series regular kind of thing.
But I think it's this is what happens to like a lot of people who come here and they have this dream in mind, but then you find something else and then you gradually get it. It's not like a spontaneous thing, right?
It takes time.
And do you have any graduates like from your college who got straight into like acting career or whatever?
I don't think anybody's like straight away, to my knowledge, that's gotten anything. It's always been like I have friends that I went to school with in New York, and that was back in 2013, 2014, just now on Broadway. Oh. In 2019, you know, and we just finished 6 years ago, and they're just now making their Broadway debut as like a supporting character.
Yeah, I think it's actually a long way. Like some people think, come here and then in 2 weeks.
And then it's gonna happen overnight.
Movie. Yeah.
It's not.
And so you were starting a new life, right?
Yeah.
You just quit your full-time job.
I did.
Do you know what you're gonna do?
I am gonna just, honestly, on a date, like I'm just gonna keep working toward my goal. Like the whole reason I moved out here, and that's why I did leave my job, is because I feel like it happens to a lot of us, especially for performers. You get caught up in working a day-to-day job, so
you forget when you're here.
And your dreams kind of end up on the back burner. So
now you're gonna pursue your dreams full time. That's amazing. Do you have an American dream? Like, how would you define American dream for yourself?
Ooh, oh my God, an American dream for myself. I feel like it's success, just success in whatever it is you want out of your life, like your dreams, you know, stability for sure, and just making sure you're happy with what you're doing on a daily basis, and you're doing what you love. I feel like that's the American dream, is that you are doing what you love and you have a sense of stability with it.
I like how everyone is kind of similar. We're talking about similar things. I'm asking a lot of people what they think the American dream is, and everyone is talking about like doing what you love.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Can you give one piece of advice to people who are outside of California, dreaming of coming here and pursuing their American dream?
Dedicate yourself to it. It's not gonna, like, I think dedication is a key thing that you need to be able to pursue your dream, your American dream. And especially when things get hard, because it's not always going to be easy. That is for sure. Nothing good is ever easy, and nothing worthwhile is ever easy. So definitely just remain positive and keep pushing forward.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you. Love it. Thank you so much.
Of course, you're welcome.
Yay. Cut. Yay. Let's do it.
All right.
Nitish, thank you so much for agreeing to talk to me about your American dream and how you're helping people achieve their American dreams here in Beverly Hills, Los Angeles. Can you tell me what exactly you do?
So I do a lot of things, but I do mainly 3 different things right now. The first thing I did when I came here is I started a tech company. So I created a mobile payments app called Circle Plus Payments.
Here in LA?
Here in LA, yeah.
Okay. But why not Silicon Valley, by the way?
LA for me was kind of like where I wanted to be because I felt like it was more up and coming. I always wanted to be in the film space. And so the reason I kind of wanted to start a company was I had this whole like 3-part vision where I was like, I want to get in the film business, but I'll never just make it on my own if I just come out here and be an extra or audition. So I'll start a company and maybe I'll make money in that and then I'll be able to survive. And so I came out here and I was like 6 months later, I was like in the most depressed state. I was like, I could barely afford an apartment. I was like, what am I gonna do out here? And then I was like, you know what? My friend, like I go on Facebook and this guy writes for a magazine. I go, hey, can I just write for your magazine? I'll do it for free just to like learn. I want to write about like tech and entrepreneurship. I see a lot of people on the street and I bet I can just interview them and there's some amazing stories I see just being in LA. And so I was like, he's like, cool, yeah, you can send me some articles. So I sent him an article. And then I used that and I got into a conference, right? There's like this really good conference in San Diego. And I was like, all of my heroes, like that are entrepreneurs were there. Everybody I always want to see is there. And it's just so amazing, people talking about AI and all this like new stuff. And I was like, well, I can, cover this conference. There's no way I could like, afford to like, go out to, all these things. And, so I was like, I could do journalism and kind of just like learn and I'll do it for free. So I go out there in November, completely broke, and I go to this conference. And at that same time, I borrowed like $2,000 from a friend, and I was like building an app. And I just had like a basic prototype. And my idea was I just want to go and learn from entrepreneurs and not have anything that I want. I don't want to ask for anything. So I go there, and within 5 minutes, like I get my badge, I sign up, I'm walking to the beach, just seeing, it's like a nice day out. And I walk by and I see another guy with a badge, and I was like, hey, what do you do? And he's like, oh, well, I'm here for this conference. I'm like a venture capitalist and an investor. What do you do? And I was like, well, I write for this magazine. I'm just here. But I just started this company too, and I'd like to learn from people, and that's sort of why I decided to write. And long story short, I kid you not, within like 5 minutes, he goes, well, what's your company? Let me see what it is. So I showed him the Zap, and he goes, that's amazing. Let's have lunch together today. We had lunch for an hour, and I don't know what I said to him. Within that hour, he got back to me like 4 o'clock. He like texted me, he's like, hey, I want to meet you again. I was like, cool. We'll meet like somewhere in the back. And he goes, I want to invest in your company. How much do you want? Like,
that's amazing. That was fast.
It was really fast. He's like, how much do you want? And he's like, I'm an angel investor. And I was like, I like what you're doing. I think it's the right time. And literally, like, long story short, within a week, I had money in my account.
Right now, you're doing completely different things. I look at your Instagram. I like all the Taylor Swift and wild photos. What are you doing now?
So how that started was that's a funny story, like, how I got into entertainment. So my dream was always to get into entertainment, and it was just like, how do I get there? So when after this company was somewhat successful, like, I was going to this point where, how do I promote my company? So then I'd just go around LA and I'd be like, well, what do I do? And I would sit in like restaurants and I'd see celebrities and I'd just like see them and take pictures and I'd put it up. And then what I'd do is, it's sort of like what, for me, like growth hacking my company was, I would just go out and like take pictures, and then I would put it, and then I would strategically like add people, like reporters or people I was interested in.
So you followed them?
I followed them, or I'd send them a DM, and then I'd have all these pictures up, and so they would at least pay attention to that. And then like, so what do you do? And I'm like, oh, I have this company. Are you interested in this piece?
Nice.
And then it's like I kept doing that. And then it's like, it slowly like got more and more attention. I ended up like on Fox Business.
But who are you trying to kill?
Apple, Google, Square, Intuit, PayPal. I mean, we're really trying to destroy everybody out there.
How did you take those pictures with like?
I mean, I would just literally.
Just go to events here?
Well, I mean, like when I was here, like I meet so many friends of mine that like worked in entertainment. It's just kind of an organic thing. So I either go to events or I'll just go to the right restaurants. I'd be like, where do celebrities hang out? And just like,
And you just approach them.
I've
never done them before.
Really?
Like taking pictures with celebrities. If I spot a celebrity, I'm like, okay.
Yeah, some people like, they don't want space or this or that. But I would do it if it was like the right time or whatever, just to get the context. I'm like here, like why not, you know?
But you would just reach out to journalists and say, hey, I have this startup, check out my...
No, I would just reach out to them. And before it was just like trying to pitch myself. And I wouldn't even pitch myself. I would just say, hey, like I'm doing this stuff. If you're ever in LA, let me know. And they'd just like go through my page, like who's this guy? Like, and they're like, hey, what do you do? Can I write a story on you? It's just like, you want to be on TV? It's like, and I was like, so sort of like this unconventional way of doing stuff.
That's amazing. Write it down. Like seriously, this is so cool.
Yeah, it's just like, you know, because everybody fights for that same attention. And one of my mentors told me, you know, attention is like the most valuable like currency or commodity.
Do you still have your startup?
Yeah, so I still have my payments company.
Is it your number one thing that you're doing?
Sort of. Well, now I'm more transitioning to doing film stuff. So from that, you know, from doing the film stuff, which is funny, so that's how I started, like, you know, once I started getting this press and attention, I went to meet a friend of mine who like sort of mentored me about the whole film business that was like working at Universal.
Like a Netflix guy or?
No, one of my friends at Universal. And so he basically kind of taught me the entire film business of like how distribution works, how tax credits works, like, you know. And so it was really interesting for me to like learn that entire thing just for like a couple of years. And so with me and him, it was just like, you know, after 2 years of just having that friendship and meeting all these people in my Rolodex in the film business, I was just like, it's time to do something where I have an organic friendship with them. And so I came with this idea for doing like blockchain for film financing.
How does it work with your company? So for example, I made a movie and I come to you and I tell you I need distribution.
Sure.
How does it work through blockchain?
So what we're doing is, well, the blockchain aspect of it is really to like democratize film financing. So what we are doing is with our company, we created a token called the Real Token, which will be coming out soon on exchanges. And that basically enables anybody in the world to be able to buy into our coin. And then we're able to invest into film, but in a different way. So we're doing collateralized financing. So that would mean films that already have really good cast attached. Like, so there's like a movie with Chris Evans attached, or Keanu Reeves, or like Bradley Cooper. That maybe already has a sale.
You already had such movies?
We have a couple movies like that, yeah, that we can,
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. And I think we're about to announce all of this pretty soon, so this is going to be really exciting. So you're kind of getting like an exclusive
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
A lot of stuff that, you know.
You also have your third company, right? Real estate.
Real estate, yeah.
Wow.
So in terms of real estate, I mean, when I came out here, like, the reason I kind of got my real estate license was sort of like a Hail Mary, like fallback, like, you know, if everything else fails, at least I'll have something. Like, you know, so I kind of got
why I'm like thinking of investing in real estate, just in case.
And what we do here with like Californian estates and, you know, in terms of real estate is we have a niche where we look at just properties that are undervalued or underdeveloped or underbuilt, we call it. So like properties that, let's say there's like a 6,000 square foot piece of land in Beverly Hills or Bel Air, and there's like a 2,000 square foot house on it, but you can probably build 4,000 or 6,000 square feet. So now we go in and find those properties, you know, probably get the plans and permits on it, and then sell those because you can buy that house for maybe $2 million spend.
And do you do this for your clients?
For the clients, yeah.
Like, if I come to you and I tell you, hey, I need something undervalued and stuff.
Undervalued, yep. So that's where the value is it's like, you know, why not build a house for yourself that has the equity and the upside already built into it? So worst case, you can flip that house and get, you know, a couple $1 million profit, or you can keep the house, cash flow it, and now you're like, you can charge a higher rent, but, you know, you spent very little, so your percentage of your capitalization rate is much higher.
Do you think that your American dream has come true, or you're still working on?
I think the American dream, in a way, is something that's like an ongoing thing, right? I think I'm living the American dream, I would say. So in a way,
already, already. Look at his Instagram.
I mean,
totally.
You know, the dream is like every day it just gets better and better, and so the dream is like something I think that lasts forever. And I think the American dream is not like an endpoint or a goal, but it's a way of life.
Exactly.
You know?
I love it. That's pretty cool. Thank you so much. That was really powerful. And thank you so much.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you.
Yeah, I hope it was everything's good.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Would it get me far? American dream for me has been changing through all of my life, I guess. Initially, it was a dream of living in a place without snow. Because I grew up in Russia, I was so tired of winter that lasted for 6 months, and I felt so unproductive and so depressed when we had those long nights in St. Petersburg that lasted for like 14 hours. It was really dark. And when I finally achieved it, when I finally moved to California and I realized this is the place where I'm most productive, I actually started digging deeper in myself and started asking myself, what is happiness for me? And last year in October 2018, I realized that my motto for this life is to do things that I love the most. And if I don't like something, I either dump it at all, like stop doing it. If it's making me some money, I delegate it. And the goal is to be able to make money with the activities that I love, so I can delegate the rest. So if I have to work with the documents, I hire an assistant who does it. If I have to travel somewhere, I just buy the first ticket that is most convenient for me, and I don't have to think about ways how to optimize everything. And I remember when I was 20 years old, still back at the university, my mom would give me like a limited budget that I could spend on food, and I had $5 every day that I could spend on meals. And I remember always being hungry and always trying to fit the maximum amount of most nutritious food into $5, because otherwise, you know, if I just spend it on like a sushi or rolls or whatever, I would stay hungry for the rest of the day. Having this opportunity to invest energy in what you really like creating content for you guys, creating courses, running a company, instead of wasting my energy on trying to optimize my daily life, like what is the cheapest grocery store that I could go to? What is the fastest way to go to San Francisco from Los Angeles without spending like without spending a lot of money? This is the goal, like to invest energy in my superpower, to invest energy in what I really love. And yeah, I think this is an American dream for me. Thank you guys so much for watching this video up to the very end. Quick question for you. What is the top person in LA, maybe connected with media, maybe connected to running a business, that you want me to interview in my next vlog? I'm trying to reach to Ty Lopez. We're back and forth. Let me know if you want to see an interview with Ty Lopez, because I actually interviewed his friend Alex Mayer a couple of vlogs ago. The link will be below. And yeah, so let me know who you want me to interview. If you're not yet subscribed to Silicon Valley Girl, the red button is below, hit it. And I will see you very soon in my next videos. Bye bye.